Not having learned from getting absolutely destroyed by Run and Bun's first gym leader, I decided to play what is probably the next hardest game for Nuzlocke, Emerald Kaizo. Emerald Kaizo is, as the name suggests, a ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald. The hack was made by Sinister Hooded Figure, also known as SHF, which is undeniably a goated name for someone who does hacks like this. EK, as it is often dubbed, is purposefully designed to troll you and make your life miserable, and make sure to be extremely difficult as well, but we'll get to some of that later. The objective for us is to try and Nuzlocke the game, and see if our very first attempt can beat Gym Leader Roxanne. Like and subscribe cause we're gonna need it, so without further ado, let's get Kaizo. I start the game as in regular Emerald by picking a starter. Trico is generally considered a pretty solid choice by the community for reasons most of which are far beyond our measly understanding, but in the heroes of the past we trust. I fight the level 2 Zigzagoon, which now is having a Berry Juice with Stab Swift and Sand Attack, a set that has a non-zero chance of wiping you on the spot if you get unlucky. Yes, people who are sometimes good at this game got wiped by a level 2 stupid Zigzagoon. Yikes. However, I managed to beat the silly guy and face the first rival fight, which is non-modified outside of Turtwig having speed boosts in the game. After I finally get Pokeballs, I start getting more stuff to play with. So, welcome squad members Magby, Lovedisk, Mareep, Electrike, and Krabby as I reach Petalburg City. There are, of course, a few trainer fights, and although they are much harder than the vanilla games, this game does not have built-in level caps like Run and Bun, so I can overlevel them a decent amount without risking to overlevel Roxanne later on. Some of the trainers on the beach next to Petalburg City are a bit harder, requiring us to lead properly for them and equip berries, such as this lovely choice banded bounce Magikarp guy, but nothing too crazy. I also make sure to grab a carp of our own by fishing there and then a Hoot Hoot from the woods, which leads us to arguably the first fight where things start to get dicey. Petalburg Woods Magma Grunts. This guy does not have massive levels, but has a whopping 5 Pokemon, which have annoying strategies like Lax Instance Coughing, Pursuit Houndour, and Leftover Duskull. I lead Magby, which easily beats the Magnemites. Coughing is next. I Ember once and get Toxic, but I have a Pecha Berry. I simply Ember again, getting lucky enough for Lax Instance not to hinder us. Houndour comes next, but Magby has Karate Chop for it, and goes on to defeat Bagon and Duskull not so hardly. Frankly, this went way better than I thought. Going north, I have to face the 2 girls on the bridge, and they have an interesting team to say the least. One has Follow Me, the other has Focus Punch, a base 150 power move. Usually, people use spread moves like Swift to hit both Smeargles at the same time to negate any Follow Me shenanigans and always prevent the massive punch. Unfortunately though, I got no Pokemon that are capable of such a feat. What am I gonna do instead? Hope and pray. I send Mareep and Magby and target the Focus Punch Smeargle and hope that the other one does not follow me, which is possible. Not only did this risk work, but I managed to crit the Smeargle with Karate Chop and one-shotting it. From there, the fight was trivialized as the other Smeargle is meant to support the first one rather than be a threat on its own. So far, so good, somehow. However, I am not allowed in Rustboro just yet. There's just one trainer added to the game to stop us, and that trainer is none other than Pokemon Trainer Red. Yep, the guy in the mountain is back in this game, and he's not going easy on you. Red in this game acts like a rival, challenging you at various points with increasingly strong teams, ultimately fighting you in Victory Road with a bunch of legendaries. But for now, his team includes a baby version of his original team from Gen 2, including, of course, Pikachu. I lead Lovedisk on his Eevee, charming a couple of times to counteract his curse. Water Pulses then make quick work of the little furball. Pikachu is next. I go Trico. I then use Krabby to counter Charmander and Hoot Hoot for Bulbasaur, which has both type advantage and Insomnia for sleep powder shenanigans. Last but not least is Squirtle. I stay in for a bit, but then get crit to 1 HP. Yikes. I switch out, but Squirtle keeps us on the back foot with Yawn, which in this game is a slightly more accurate hypnosis. I keep switching around until Krabby somehow doesn't get Yawn and snatches the victory. Reaching Rustboro, I grab a Shroomish at the city's encounter and a Voltorb on the route to the east of it. I also go north and fish for Omanite, another Shell Armor Pokemon and Rock-type counter right before the first gym, which we're right about to face. Much like Run and Bun, the gym trainers in this game are not trivial. The first one leads with what appears to be a harmless Geodude, but it has Choice Band Explosion, which would destroy most Pokemon I have. Thankfully, I correctly lead Omanyte and one-shot it. Zubat is next with Giga Drain. I send out Flaffy to deal with it, and then comes the actual threat, Sudowoodo. This thing had Stab, Rock Tomb, Calm Mind, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch, culminating in insane coverage with the ability to supplement its lacking special defense. Thanks to Omanyte, I get it to eat its Citrus Berry, which in this game is equivalent to Berry Juice, fully healing this behemoth. I try to get a pivot into Magmy, but Wudo Rock Tombs our Shroomish instead of Ice Punching it. The reason for that being Gen 3 AI will use speed-lowering moves on faster targets sometimes even if they are not the best damage. I try to set it up again, deciding I may need to sack Mag for some damage, but as Wudo Ice Punches us, Flame Body activates, and Wudo gets burned, which is massive. Not only I can try and stall it now, but its Rock Tomb is much weaker. With Omanyte and Flappy, I slowly burn it down, and somehow make it out in one piece. Omanyte is last. I try to chip with Flappy, but I get crit, Flaffy goes down. Shroomish comes in 1v1s, I won, but one of my best at it Pokemon for now falls. Gym Trainer 2 now. I lead Magmy for A-Run and Karate Chop, which does not one-shot. I thus use Omanyte to beat it. Yanma is next. This Yanma has both Ancient Power and Silver Wind, both of which will wipe us out on the spot if it gets the 10% chance to boost. So, as a true risk-averse Nuzlocke, I use the Let's Ball strategy. Go Electrike, Thunder Wave, somehow not get crit or boosted on, Thunder Shock once, then go Love in 1v1, again dodging every boost. Skilled gaming on full display. From there, Rhyhorn gets beaten by Love Disc and Corsola gets teamed on by our two grass types. Somehow, I made it through. The last gym leader is a bit easier. Love Disc 1v1's Onix, Shroomish beats Kabuto, Love charms down the Baltoy and Water pulses it down, and Magmy beats Cacnea. I guess I can't play stupidly on every gym fight now, can I? Before I talk about the big girl herself, it's worth mentioning that the level cap for this fight will be set to 16, despite the max level of Roxanne's team being 15. This decision is a community consensus, as they think that the fight requires way too much specific encounters at 15 and is more fun this way. I believe this change was first introduced by Pokemon Challenges and was agreed on by all EK runners as the de facto level cap Roxanne should have for this fight. Thanks to this, I can have Grovyle, which is nice. Speaking of Grovyle, that is what I lead against Rox's Nose Pass. This Nose Pass cannot be one-shot by anything you have at that point, save for some critical hits. It also has a Citrus Berry, Thunder Wave, Attract, and Explosion, making it extremely annoying. The strategy to beat it is Double Kick to weaken it a bit, then Bullet Seed for the kill, which allows us to play around the Citrus Berry healing. I have equipped a Cherry Berry for Thunder Wave, so Nose Pass. Please, I beg you not to attract us! I double kick, and thank you. I beat past damage list. Lilip is next, one of the biggest threats of her team. I go Love Disc to Charm, and get KO'd. This might well be the dumbest decision I have ever made in any Nuzlocke ever, and you'll shortly see why. For now, I go Shroomish and have a Poison Stall War with the Fossil, eventually getting forced out. After some pivoting, Double Kick from Grove wins. Anorith is next. I go Omanyte, Damage, Krabby, Kill, Relicanth is next. I masterfully pivot into Grovyle and Bullet Seed for the kill. Then comes Shuckle. This Shuckle has Sunny Day, Curse, Rollout, and Toxic. What I were supposed to do is charm it down like I did Red's Eevee, but I kinda forgot. So now we're but a lonely Pokemon trainer lacking the charm needed to win in life. I tried to exploit paralysis, maybe stopping the rollout streak, or even flinch with Krabby Stomp, but Shuckle has insane defenses, easily withstanding everything I do and getting lucky enough to get the rollout snowballing, sweeping our entire team. And just like that, our attempt of EK ends. Matter of fact, I was confident I could get that one badge at the very least, but consider this a nice lesson in how not all Nuzlockes are wins. You sometimes lose. You sometimes even lose because you're stupid. And all of those things are part of life. And as long as you're having fun, are there any problems? So please feel free to make fun of me for not even getting one measly gym badge for the second ROM hack in a row in the comments section below. Have a great one.